So here it is. Just sitting and listening and being present and relieving yourself of the task of commenting and judging whatever you hear, whether it be from outside of your window or outside of yourself in your apartment or your building or inside your head for even a few minutes a day, will give you a mental and emotional freedom by drastically reducing worry, insecurity, stress, and feelings like you are less than for any reason. It will help to transform you into a powerful and more productive person if you want to be more productive. It will guide you toward being more peaceful and more loving toward yourself and everyone you encounter. It will positively change your entire life and the world you see. It will give you access to your creativity in brilliant ways that you've yet to experience. It will give you a sense of oneness with everything. And the last thing I've written on my list is that it will give you the experience of being divinely guided and that you're not alone. Now, how on earth does just sitting quietly and listening, how does this accomplish all this? Well, first of all, the only time that most of us experience feeling peaceful on a daily basis is when we're asleep. Most of us have two speeds, unconscious or conscious and stressed. We wake up peacefully, some of us, but for most of us it doesn't last long. Our days consist of futile attempts to complete endless lists of what we need to do, how quickly we need to do it, what other people need us to do, who we need to call, where we need to go. And when we're doing these things, we're already thinking about the next 10 things on our list. And we're worried about all the things we should be doing that we're not getting to. And while we're mentally terrorizing ourselves with lists, we're simultaneously worried if we're wearing the right thing, how much weight we've gained, if the diet soda we're drinking is really that bad for us, if preservatives in our food are harming our children, or if the newest ecological disaster has totally destroyed our chance for survival, if our partners are going to cheat on us with younger and thinner people, it goes on and on. And then there's all the self-hating inner talk that we kind of hear ourselves saying right before we eat a cupcake so that we can taste something sweet and feel something good for 120 seconds. You know, thoughts like, I'm fat, I shouldn't have said that, I'm so stupid, they laughed at me, I can't believe that woman said that to me, I can't believe I let that guy get away with that, I'm not good enough, I'm short, I have bad skin, I hate my mouth, I hate my ass. It just doesn't stop. So I'm going to tell you a secret that we all kind of know already. But there's just not enough room to squeeze this really important concept into our conscious awareness as the crucial concept that it is. We say that we can't stand silence. And what we really mean by that is that we can't tolerate silence and inactivity on the outside of us. We can't stand it being quiet and peaceful and not doing something active because we don't experience silence in our own minds. To some degree, most of us hear the cruel, slave-driving voice in our heads on a nearly constant basis. The truth is that our minds are never silent. Silence isn't the problem. If it were silent in our heads, we wouldn't have a problem. If when we were doing nothing, in quotes, we actually experienced silence, it would be really blissful. It would be heaven, actually. When we're silent on the outside, we start hearing the worrying and judgmental voice in our own heads. And this is why we overeat, why we turn the television on, why we obsessively watch the news, why we get so angry and emotionally involved at the stories we hear, why we maybe obsessively play video games or whatever we do, obsessively clean our homes. These are our blessed distractions. And this is why we always have to be doing something, even when we've already completely worn ourselves out with things we really need to do, like working and taking care of our kids and our household. We really don't know how to give ourselves any peace. And this is also why when we get that nagging feeling that there is something really wrong, something that needs to be dealt with, maybe something wrong with our marriage, or something we need to do to take care of ourselves, or something that we're getting guidance that we should do to make us happy. And what we typically do is just suppress it. We don't listen to it. We turn the TV on. We drug ourselves. We haven't been given the tools to mentally and emotionally deal with our own lives. Meditation, sitting and silently listening, will really, really, honestly, and truly help us with this. And this is how. Meditation gives us the opportunity to be awake and peaceful at the same time. Even though it slows our brain waves down, we are still not sleeping. It is training us to experience peacefulness without being entirely unconscious. And for most of us, this is a really unique experience. Number 2, sitting silently, just allowing yourself to be for a few minutes. Giving ourselves permission to be fully present and not be hard on ourselves because we're, in quote, doing nothing, will give us the actual experience that the world didn't fall apart because we took 5 minutes to do something good for ourselves. Not listening to the news while we were meditating didn't endanger our life. It shows us that not being active for a few minutes is really okay. And it, in fact, is really beneficial. And it will make the experience of all the activity that we do choose to engage in better because it teaches us how to be present. When we learn how to slow our thoughts down and be more present and not terrorize ourselves on a constant basis, we begin to become more aware of our thoughts and more mindful of the power we have to actually make choices about them and not to attach ourselves to them. So how is hearing this commentary in our heads good? Well, a miraculous thing happens if we let it.